Joe Biden had a town hall last night. Let's hear what he said.
In a major shift last night, President Joe Biden told our CNN town hall that he is open to altering the filibuster.
That means stopping it, changing it, shutting it down.
Voting rights is equally as consequential. When it comes to voting rights, just so I'm clear, though, you would entertain the notion of doing away with the filibuster on that one issue. Is that correct? And maybe more.
Voting rights and maybe more. Joining me now is Latasha Brown, co-founder of Black Voters Matter Fund. This is a shift over where President Biden has been over time. He now says he would be willing to alter the filibuster to pass a voting rights bill. Or I should say, he'd be willing to support altering the filibuster to do so. Your take on this?
You know, we saw this coming. There was no way, absolutely no way around it. That we have seen consistently that the Republicans have decided that they're going all in. They're leaving nothing on the field around standing as obstructionists to stop.
Democrats too, lady. You're falling in.
Really
You're picking sides.
They're behind supporting voter suppression bills all across this nation. And so many activists and organizations have been saying all summer long that in order to go forward, not just on voting rights legislation, but to really be able to have an agenda that's going to work for American people, we're going to have to consider leaving the filibuster behind to either amend it or get rid of it altogether. And so I'm glad that President Biden talked about that and actually said that he was open for that at the town hall meeting.
From what I understand, we want to keep the filibuster, people.
Now, the reason I changed my language to say that he would support changing the filibuster is because he actually has no say here at all. It's not up to Joe Biden.
No, he has say.
It's up to the U.S. Senate. He gets 0 votes here.
No, he has lots of persuasive power. He was a senator for 35 years.
It's not going to change Joe Manchin or Kirsten Sinema's mind.
You know, I think you're right on the one level. You know, that there are the public politics, and then we know that they're behind the scene politics that have been the president of the United States. You have a tremendous amount of power, and to even really be able to put pressure. And I think that it is complicated in this process when the president has been saying all along that he was not willing to end the filibuster, right? When we know that that was the issue that is going to stand in the way, that there has not been good faith from the Republicans to really be able to push something forward, whether it's the infrastructure plan or even voting rights. And we have to make sure that we're
make easier to register to vote, make election day a public holiday.
Right, and so I think that is really important.
I can't read the others in your glasses.
From the administration, right, in light of Manchin and Sinema.
Ensure states have early voting in federal elections, allow all voters to request mail-in ballots, bolster election security on voting systems, overhaul how congressional districts are drawn.
How far do you need to see the president working on this?
I need to see the president say that under no circumstances.
We just gotta get together, y'all.
Are we going to create a circumstance?
This half and half, one side or the other's got to stop, because that's the problem. Ain't nobody all the way right.
Anti-democratic. We're not talking about an issue that really is a partisan issue. While there is a context.
Selma, Alabama.
Bottom line is we're talking about voting rights for Americans are being under attack right now, and that should be a non-negotiable. And so we need to see the president to be unyielding to say that that's a non-negotiable and literally use the public will and the voters that voted for him to say that under no circumstances, if anything, going to stand in the way of making sure that we have voting rights protection.
Is he doing enough right now?
I think he has to do more. We don't have voting rights legislation. Until we have voting rights legislation, listen, we're in the middle of right now, redistricting is happening right now.
Always does.
In Georgia, the state, my native state, right now, we're seeing the continuous purging of voters, black voters off the polls. Right now, we're actually seeing the Secretary of State, Republican Secretary of State, seek to try to take over the election board. So we're in the midst of it right now.
Everywhere, on both sides, they are killing us. They are killing us, killing us, killing us. I'm not kidding you. This lady's divisive. That guy's divisive. The Republican-Democrat game is done.
With us.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to get in the middle, y'all, because it's our money. It's our life. It's our children that they're wiping their feet on their faces, y'all. I'm not kidding you. This is serious.